Hi guys, it's Mandy from Mandyleeplays, and in today's video, I'm gonna do another one of my recent pickups. So if you guys don't know, I do these every 3 months where I just go over all the new gaming pickups that I've acquired. In this pickups, I'm gonna go over the months of April, May, and June of 2025. Now these 3 months have been weird, mainly because June is my birthday month, so I got a lot of things in June, and plus something special came out. But before I show you my pickups, if you end up liking the video, then please hit that like button. It really helps the channel a lot. And if you like content like this and many more, especially revolving around JRPGs and RPGs, then please consider subscribing. I would appreciate that. So let's get into the pickups. First, I'm going to start with something a little bit different, and that is a DS game. I picked up this game because I love the series and I wanted to experience the first game that started it all. So I picked up Rune Factory, a fantasy Harvest Moon. Yeah, I love Rune Factory so much, and I wanted to play the first game, so I was like, why not? It was very affordable on eBay. I didn't really have to pay any scalper prices, which is great. Now, I did play a little bit of it, and while I do love the charm and the old school fashion and just the laid back atmosphere, but unfortunately, it does show its age a lot. This game took me back to an era where quality of life changes were not in there, so there's a lot of things that make it really slow, especially when it comes to farming, but I do plan on playing the whole thing down the line. I'm just gonna take my time with it because it's really chill. So apart from the whole quality of life changes, the game is really good. Now you guys might notice it says a fantasy Harvest Moon. Well, that's because Rune Factory used to be part of the Harvest Moon franchise before the infamous split up between Exceed and Natsume. But not only that, it is an RPG / farming sim, and that's what I really love about Rune Factory games. They're not just a farming sim game. They're usually an RPG adventure plus a farming sim. Alright, next I'm gonna go into my Switch pickups. First in line, no pun intended, is the 100 line Last Defense Academy, but to simplify it, I just call it the 100 line Academy. This game is I will get more into it when I do my wrap up for the mid-year. I did beat it and I have some thoughts. A lot of thoughts actually. Though let me start with what the game is about. The game is essentially a visual novel with some strategy RPG elements thrown in there. And funny enough, the wiki says that it's also a survival game, which yeah, it's accurate. It's a survival game. Also, the tagline, the 100 line, is not just there for the title. It is also the amount of days you spent in the academy, and it's also the amount of endings you could get. Yes, there is 100 different endings. I'm not even going to try to get half of them. I myself just did the default route and then the true ending, but there's like 100 different endings for you to choose from. I will say the amount of content in this game is insane because it doesn't just take into account 100 different endings. It also has to take into account the story and the different scenarios that pop up, whether you pick one route or the other route. And this game was honestly probably not supposed to be a thing. It went through a very tough development cycle. I went into that aspect in my video covering the Last Defense Academy before you buy, so check that out if you're interested. All in all, it was a very solid game, though I do have some thoughts about it. I still do recommend it. Next is Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I actually finished this game and it was really good, and I'm happy to say I've now completed all the Xenoblade Chronicle games and DLCs included. Now I just need to play Xenosaga or Xenogears. Can someone port that please? In total, I have 170 hours logged into this game. And the mechs were the best. Once I got a mech, I was never found. I don't know why I was sleeping on it in the Wii U era, but I am so glad I got another chance to play it again. I love this game so much. I'll go more into it when I do my wrap up, but needless to say, highly recommend. And the last game is a game that recently came out, actually, not that long ago, and that is Raito Remastered: The Mystery of the Soulless Army. If you want to know more about this game, check out my Before You Buy for Raito. It's a remaster of one of Atlus's more niche series that a lot of people don't know about, and while I've heard of the Raito series, I never played them, so I'm excited that they decided to remaster this one. Alrighty, now on to the big hitter, and that is for the Nintendo Switch 2. Woo! Ooh, here it is. It also came with Mario Kart. Now I'm gonna put some B-roll of me unboxing it. So what are my first impressions of the Switch 2? First, I'd like to talk about the design. I honestly really like it. I wish there was more colors or variants of the design, but the all black with a little bit of color beneath the analog sticks is really nice. I absolutely love the bigger screen. I feel like it's big but not too big. And the next thing I want to talk about are the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are a bit bigger, which is awesome. They're very comfortable, especially when it comes with the whole grippy thing that it came with in the box. Getting into how the Switch works, the UI is very nice. They have a more rounded corner look to them, and also the menu and the eShops run really good instead of, you know, the choppy mess. Now when it comes to power, Nintendo is basically playing catch up between the other consoles. It's so different that if you play a Switch 1 game on your Switch 2, it runs completely different. Like, it's night and day. It's insane. So the Switch 2 is indeed very powerful, and that's all I wanted from the Switch 2 basically. Although they did introduce one feature which is pretty forgettable, and that's the whole mouse thing. Sometimes I even forget that feature is even there. I've only used it like once and it was fine. Pretty hard to do it when you're sitting in bed or stuff, but even then it's really kind of clunky. I'm not feeling it too much, though if somebody else likes it then that's good. Oh, and I do love how the Joy-Cons kind of snap instead of the whole grind railing thing. It feels like I'm not breaking my Joy-Cons as we speak every time I, you know, pop open a Joy-Con. So my first impressions is I'm really loving the Switch 2. I do not regret buying it, and it's everything I wanted because it's a more powerful Switch. And with that, I also got the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller, which is honestly the best freaking controller of all time. Even above the already amazing Switch Pro Controller, it is so comfortable and it feels nice, and it's way lighter than the original Switch Pro Controller. Plus it holds battery charge for like an insane amount of hours. And while it's a little bit on the pricier side, I justified it because most of my gaming experience on the Switch and the Switch 2 is with the Pro Controller. So the Pro Controller was basically a required purchase for me personally. And plus it has the little patties on the back. I don't use them because I feel like you could click it very easily, but if you like that, they're in the back. And that's basically all I got when it came to accessories. I didn't get the camera, I didn't get all the other jigamajigs, mainly because they're really expensive and I didn't really need them. But I did get 2 physical games for the Switch 2. One of them is Guardians of Azuma for the Switch 2. Now this game does work on your Switch 1 as well. It doesn't really state it. I mean, I think it states it in the bottom, but that's besides the point. The box art itself is really something. You got the big border, all this text, and if you get a game key card, it's even worse. They have like an even more bigger text. I feel like they're purposely making it uglier so you're more incentivized to buy digital. Anyways, this game is in plastic because I did get a review code for it, so yay. I am currently playing this game and I am loving it so much. It is really addicting and fun. It's everything I want in a Room Factory game, and I really want a Room Factory 6 already. I am honestly just having a blast with this game, and it's an actual game that's full in the cart. It's not a key card. The next game I bought that I haven't played yet but I'm very excited to play is Cyberpunk 2077, the Ultimate Edition, which includes the Phantom Liberty. There was actually a person, I don't know the username, but he was always recommending I play Cyberpunk all the time. So if you're still here, I'm gonna actually play Cyberpunk. So I'm really excited to give this game a go. I did hear it was pretty buggy when it first released years ago, but since then they did patch the game up. I did watch the anime Edge Runners and it was really good. I don't know if it's a one-to-one to Cyberpunk in the story, but I enjoyed it a lot. I'm really excited to play this game. So for my digital pickups, I did get Bravely Default Remastered for the Nintendo Switch 2. Unfortunately, it's not out for the Nintendo Switch 1, which is a huge disservice to the game. Bravely Default is one of my favorite games of all time, and I know a lot of people can't play it because it's only on the Switch 2. It's a shame. And plus, it's only a keycard game too. They did this game dirty twice. But anyways, me being the Bravely Default fangirl that I am, I still bought it digitally. I haven't played it yet, but I've played that game many times, and I'm excited to do another playthrough of it down the line. My second digital game is Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time, or something like that. I bought it on my PS5 because the Switch port was a little bit buggy. I know that they addressed it with the Switch 2 upgrade, but when it came out, I didn't want to deal with all that stuff on my Switch, so I just got the PlayStation 5 version. Now this game is a bit weird. I've been enjoying it, but at first I didn't really like it because the gameplay was a bit wonky. But once I played a few hours of the game really opened up and I was just like, wow, there is a lot of content in this game. I haven't been playing it as much because I'm mostly focusing on Room Factory, but once I finish Room Factory, I'm definitely gonna go back into Fantasy Life. It is a really good game. It's called The Girl Who Steals Time, but honestly, it's the game that steals my free time. And the last digital game was a game that came with my Switch 2, and that is Mario Kart World. But Mario Kart World is really good, though it does have a few things that really hold it back from being fantastic. Mainly the free roam. The free roam is kind of bleh. It's basically the course, but everything is emptied out. So you're not racing anybody, you're just going through the course by yourself, which I personally don't find really fun. I usually just play free roam when I want to unlock more costumes for the characters, but that's about it. So I felt like the free roam had a lot of potential, but didn't really meet that expectation. I do love the courses. They're really beautiful, and this game has hands down the best Rainbow Road of any Mario Kart game. So all in all, not worth $80, but still good. And the last game I got for my PlayStation 5 is Expedition 33. This game is really good. I beat it and I really enjoyed it. The story was fantastic. It had me thinking for a long time, and it still has me thinking, really, especially with that ending. The turn-based mechanic was really fun, and while yeah, it was a bit annoying with having to button mash at the exact moment, it was still very fun. It's also a really short game when it comes to RPGs, and it costs you $50. $50. Let me just, $50. Let that sink in. This 10 out of 10 game was $50 on release date. I haven't seen a wild $50 game in forever, especially one that was this fantastic. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please tell me if you guys picked up anything these last 3 months. I would love to read it. Please hit that like button if you like, and if you love my channel and love to see more, then please consider subscribing. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the day, and as always, play a good game. Peace.